What's going on, guys? If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Jules, and today we are going to be talking about how much power does an 8THGEN make on full bolt-ons, or especially how many horsepower on full bolt-ons does my 8THGEN make. So I'm going to share that with you guys today, and I'm also going to share with you guys what is the best mods for full bolt-on. Basically, it's intake, header, exhaust. What is the best bolt-ons to get most of the horsepower out of your 8THGEN Honda Civic Si? And if I'm also going to share what are the best bolt-ons, and you guys can also, if you want, do your research on it too as well. But over the years that I have this car, and you can also hit up other tuners, especially my tuner. If you guys don't know who my tuner is Vit Viper. He tunes a lot of the 8THGENs all over the world in the United States, or all over the world period, but he tuned my car, and he will definitely let you know what is, if you go ask him what is the best bolt-ons, he will also let you guys know what is the best bolt-ons. But I'm going to show you guys with my experience, and you guys can also do the research yourself. One main thing is, I know a lot of people just go to different people's pages and just ask them, okay, what is the best this, what is the best that. The best thing to do is do the research yourself. I know it's pretty good idea to, of course, get someone's opinion right there, but also do your research as well. So, and then you can also go from there as well. So that is key as well, guys. Make sure you do your research on things. How much power did my car make? What mods do I have for my car? Or what is the best mod? So let's talk about what's done to this car. So this is my 8THGEN Honda Civic Si right here. And as you guys can see, there's a lot of stuff done to the car. If you guys are new to the channel, there is a lot of stuff done to this car. So this car, it has full bolt-ons and tune. So I'm gonna pop the hood for you guys. Let's come over here. Gotta love the demon eyes, the blue demon eyes. All I gotta do is lift the hood up, and the hood just holds up itself with these hood struts. Gotta love them. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the bolt-on. So what are the bolt-ons on my Honda Civic Si? The three bolt-ons that I have for my Honda Civic Si is the Gold Power 3-inch exhaust, the Skunk2 Megapower catless header, and I have the Skunk2 3.5-inch cold air intake. So that's what I have done to my car, and I can show you guys here. So everything else is stock intake manifold. This is the Skunk2 3.5-inch intake, and it goes all the way down right behind the fog light right here. So, and I showed that in my previous videos when I was changing the filter out. I know you guys may be wondering and have looked online if you're looking for intakes, and you guys heard of cold air intakes and you've heard of short ram intakes. So the difference between a cold air intake and a short ram intake is this. So a cold air intake basically start from where the throttle body is right here, and it runs all the way into like a corner where it has to be able to suck in the cold air. A short ram intake basically starts from right here and basically runs right around here, and it's a pretty short intake. But the thing is, with the short ram intake, it still sucks in a lot of the heat. Right now the engine is really hot right here. Even when I got my hand right here, is pretty hot right here. So the short ram intake still sucks in a lot of that hot air, but the cold air intake is going to suck in a lot of colder air because it's away from the engine. So that's the difference between a short ram and a cold air intake, and I highly recommend getting a cold air intake. Some of you guys that have an 8THGEN Honda Civic Si is probably wondering which is the best size intake to get. The best size intake to get is the largest that they have, which is a 3.5-inch intake. the Skunk2 Racing intake is a 3.5 inch. So the 3.5 inches to how wide the piping is all the way down to where the intake is. So I have the Skunk2 intake and I have the Megapower catless header. And I don't know, it's kind of hard for you to see. You really can't really see. You can see like a little bit down there, but it's really kind of hard to see on camera. So I have that. This is the Go Power exhaust. It has a nice exhaust tip on it, real nice and clean and straightforward. First, let's talk about the header. So there is different headers. There is 4-to-1, there's 4-to-1. So basically for the piping, when the exhaust fumes come out, there is 2 of the piping together that forms to 2 and then goes into 1. There's all 4 of them that goes into 1 that comes out the back exhaust. So what is the best one? So I know some people have done tests over and over and over and over again and are about which is the best header to get, and people have tested, and the best header is the Skunk2 Megapower header or the Skunk2 Alpha header. So you guys are probably wondering, what's the difference between the Skunk2 Megapower and what's the difference between the Skunk2 Alpha header? There is really no difference. The only difference I think about the Skunk2 Megapower is the thickness of the piping, and the coating is much better. That's it for overall long lasting. And the Alpha is exactly the same. It just doesn't have a strong enough, I guess, thickness of how they did it. But overall, the Alpha and the Megapower is the same. It's going to produce the same amount of horsepower. There is other headers out there which you guys can test, but a lot of people, and this will highly recommend you guys do your research again, a lot of people highly recommend go with the Skunk2 Megapower / or Alpha header, because you will make the most power with that header. My only pet peeve that I didn't like about the Skunk2 Megapower header and the Alpha, which they are the same, is the gasket is basically a donut gasket that they use that goes right back up to the exhaust. And also, I'm gonna tell you guys this: the header for the 8THGEN Honda Civic Si is probably the biggest improvement that you guys are gonna find overall with horsepower gains, throttle response, everything. As soon as you take out the stock catless header and open up that restriction, the car is a completely night and day difference. And of course the sound will change from it being stock with a stock cat. So that is a big difference. So what is the best intake? So the best intake for the 8THGEN Honda Civic Si is the Skunk2 3.5 inch cold air intake and the hybrid 3.5 inch intake as well. Those are the 2 best intakes that's out for the 8THGEN Honda Civic Si to produce the most horsepower with full bolt-on. Thing about the Skunk2 3.5 inch intake is you have access to your battery right here still, and it basically just curves around the battery and it still goes down by where the fog light is. The hybrid intake, the way the hybrid intake is set up is the battery is actually a lot lower and it's going to be underneath the intake. So the battery be like down here below, and the intake basically just runs across over the battery and goes straight down to the same place where the Skunk2 filter is hooked up by the fog light. So that is one thing. One thing that is going to be a pain with the hybrid racing intake is trying to disconnect the battery compared to the Skunk2 racing intake. And with the Skunk2 racing intake, one issue that you have to deal with is the coolant reservoir. As you guys can see, where is my coolant reservoir? The little clear bottle, kind of like this bottle right here, where is that? It's actually underneath the battery tray. I don't know if you guys can see that down there, but it is actually underneath the battery tray, and I can still see if it's full or not, and it is full, but it's actually underneath the battery tray. So that is a big pain. But the coolant bottle rarely runs out that quick. But every time I get a chance to put the car in jack stands, I will take a look at it and fill it up to make my job a lot easier. Also, what I will do is find a link to where you can buy all of these for the best pricing for you guys. So I'm gonna do that for you guys. If you guys have an 8THGEN Honda Civic Si, I'm gonna post the links to all of these quarter intakes, header, and find the best pricing for you guys. So I'm gonna hook you guys with that as well. Let's talk about the exhaust for this car, and then I'm gonna go back to the engine again. So guys, the exhaust for this car. So the exhaust for this car is the Gold Power 3-inch exhaust. So you guys are probably wondering what is the best size piping to go for an exhaust? If you can get a good size exhaust and be able to get a lot of the air and exhaust fumes out of the car, is going to be your best bet for horsepower gains as well. So I went with the Gold Power 3-inch exhaust. I was looking for a 3-inch exhaust that sounds the best. So for the Gold Power exhaust, they are no longer in business. It really sucks because this, I would definitely, if there's anything were to go wrong with this exhaust, like the resonator would I guess crap out or something, I would love to buy this exhaust again. This exhaust, in my opinion, is one of the best deep sounding exhausts. Well, that's my opinion. The second best that I will recommend, and I'll tell people a lot, what exhaust do you have? You recommend another exhaust since you cannot buy this Gold Power 3-inch exhaust anymore. I highly recommend the Airaid 3-inch exhaust. That exhaust sounds pretty good and sounds deep. It sounds similar to this exhaust as well. Another mod that I also have is this P2R throttle body spacer. So what this P2R throttle body spacer, and you guys probably can see the logo right there a little bit, P2R. The P2R throttle body spacer is basically a spacer between the throttle body and basically the intake manifold. So what this does is, this is pretty hot right now, so what it does is help with the air coming into the engine and keeping the engine cool. So this really doesn't make a big difference in horsepower, but it helps overall, and a lot of people go with this mod because it's a cheap little mod you can do to help get a lot of that cold air back down into the engine and keep the engine running cool. Of course, I also have on data, which you use to basically data log your car and tune your car with. So I have that, and then of course I told you guys about my tuner, VitViper. I don't know if VitViper still does tuning now, which kind of sucks, and I recently heard this news a couple months ago, which he is actually working with a company now. He used to live in Oregon, now he lives in North Carolina, which is actually closer to me now, which is pretty dope. But he doesn't do, I don't think he still tunes cars. I will check and hit him up and let you guys know. So I know you guys are probably wondering, what did my car make on full bolt-on? So I actually have an old video that I had when I dynoed my car a couple years back. So I'm gonna show you guys the video of me dynoing the car right now. And it sounds absolutely amazing on the dyno. So I hope you guys really smash the like button because it really sounds good. And also, if you're new, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell as well. It really helps the channel out a lot. That thing screams when it goes over into VTEC on a dyno. But geez, so now you guys are wondering, what did my car make? I wish I still had my dyno graph sheet. I have found it recently, but then where I thought I put it is not there, so it is what it is. But the max power my car made was 224 horsepower, and for the torque I made 156 torque. So that's what I made, tuned and everything with VitViper. The most horsepower and torque that I've seen with the bolt-on, with just the same amount of bolt-ons that I have for this car, was about 224 and 161 torque. So a little bit more torque. You guys like this video, definitely smash the like buttons. I hope this video helped you guys a lot. determining on what full bolt-on setup that you guys want to run for your 8th Gen Honda Civic SIs. But that's it. If you guys are new to the channel, definitely subscribe to the channel. And also, if you guys really like this video, smash the like button. It really helps the channel a lot. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified on when new videos go live. But that's it for the video, guys. If there's anything that you guys want to achieve, find your inner drive, the thing that drives you to take a step toward your goals every single day and make it happen. Peace.